Welcome to Hope is Here. My name is Greg Horn, and we are continuing our conversation with Katie Humphreys. This is our third program with her, and if you missed the first two, we talked about her book called Fake IDs. It talks about finding God in college and just a lot of good stuff that still applies no matter if you're in college or you're 60 years old. So I want to encourage you to go back. If you missed those programs, go to our website, hopeishere.today. You can check out those 14-minute podcasts. I think you'll really be blessed. You know, if somebody's a college student, share it to them. But I can tell you as a 53-year-old man, I really picked up some good things from her book, Fake IDs, and I hope that you'll go back and listen to those programs or share them with somebody. But Katie's also an entrepreneur, so I want to get on to that today. And you founded this ministry called Lane of Roses, and was reading the bio and the about on your website. It was really cool. Talk about how Lane of Roses came to fruition.
Oh, man, I love Lane of Roses. So Lane of Roses is a ministry for young women, and really the whole point of what we do is we just let women know that they're made on purpose and for a purpose. And I know for me, when I found out that I was made on purpose and for a purpose by God, it changed everything. And even though I grew up in church, I just somehow missed that. I don't know how.
You're not the
only one.
I think a lot of people. I will say Rick Warren, the purpose driven life.
Don't you love him?
Isn't he the best? I mean,
I
he's
love
helped,
him.
You know, but I have to be reminded of that because I still, as a longtime follower of Jesus, forget that God has a purpose for my one and only life. So sorry to interrupt you, but go ahead.
No,
and
I'm so stubborn. I didn't even read Purpose Driven. I'm reading it right now. Is that because I'm so stubborn back in the day when it first came out?
Oh, yeah.
Everybody's like, you got to read it. I'm like, well, if you tell me to, then I don't want to. So I have a little bit of a, yeah, I know. God's really transformed me. I was pretty stubborn and hard-headed. But Lane of Roses, like I said, it's just a ministry for women to know that they're made on purpose and for a purpose. And really how it works is we have just different activities that women can get involved in and be engaged, either online. Our tagline is it starts online and then it ends in a living room. So we have social media, we have just community events where you can learn different fun. I'll teach like art tutorials and stuff. And then we also have opportunities for women to not only just be engaged either online or at these larger events, but in a more personal way, face-to-face through Bible studies. People can also subscribe to our daily devotions. And I'm really excited about something. Guess what's, like, it's not launched yet, but you can still search it. Don't tell anybody.
Yes.
But if you search Lane of Roses in the App Store, you can find our app, but just for you to know.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really exciting.
Breaking news here. I hope it's here.
Huge news. And it really just gives you resources to live out your God-given potential. So whether those are daily devotions, or we also have a video we call the Emoji Gospel, which uses, isn't that ridiculous?
Emoji Gospel.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of the way that we share the gospel at Lane of Roses. It tells the whole story of the Bible in 8 minutes using emojis. And if you download our app, I'll show it to you. And if you download our app, it actually has like a slide screen where you can go through. And you can even accept Christ online, which is what's happening through our ministry. Is that cool?
No kidding.
Yeah.
Love that.
Pretty cool.
I checked your website, but I missed that one. I got to go back and check that out.
You got to go get saved, Greg Horn.
That's right. Dedicate my life again.
That's right. You can do that too. So, and then the final way, so we engage women. We empower them to live out their God-given potential through Bible studies and the devotion and the app. And then we also have a 1-year leadership and discipleship program called the Ambassador Program. And it comes from, is it 2 Corinthians 5:17? We are all Christ's ambassadors. Everybody's shaking their heads.
I think so.
I'm pretty sure.
We'll go with that anyway.
We'll go with that. And so that's really a 1-year discipleship program, and it really equips women to live out their God-given potential in some really practical ways and to help just spread the good news that God loves you and made you on purpose and for a purpose. So I really would love for any woman just to get involved. Go to Lane of Roses, and it's not Land of Roses like the gal who runs it now. It's grown a lot, and a lot of it's in part to my good friend Rebecca Perryman. She is the executive director now, and her dad still calls it Land of Roses, but it's LANE of roses.com, and then / find community, and would love to have you involved.
Well, it's a great website. I did check it out before we went online, and
you.
it's very engaging, and I think you really, really like it, and you should check it out. But, I mean, I love how you followed through on this vision. So you talked about finding your purpose, and I think, people struggle with that. But talk about, What made you start this?
Well, what made me start it was really just feeling directionless myself, and just that good news that I do have a purpose, and my purpose is to glorify God, and learning what that meant. For me, that just seemed really confusing. Like, glorify God, like what in the world is anybody talking about? But it really just means that it gives credit where credit's due, right? Yes. So God deserves the credit. Did he make you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Did he? All right, yes. He made me too. And
but some people have to be reminded of that and shown how much he loves them and things, because it's our world. It's not like that. So.
Well, it is, and so really, giving glory to God is giving credit where credit's due, and how we glorify God is he tells us I love asking college kids this, because I did not know, and when somebody asked me and I didn't know the answer, I never forgot. But what is the greatest commandment? Love God, love others.
Yeah.
I did not know the answer. And I never forgot the answer after I got it wrong in a very embarrassing situation. But so if my purpose is to glorify God, and he tells me to love God and love others, then really I'm created to receive the love of God. That's really important. And then to love others out of being so loved myself. Then that's really what I'm here for. It's to love God and love others. And have you ever heard of the Dead Sea analogy?
So,
dude, you got to Google it. It's awesome. So if you're listening, please Google this, but it's really cool. So the River Jordan goes through the Sea of Galilee, right? And it comes out on the other side, and then it deads into the Dead Sea. So the Sea of Galilee is teeming with life and fish. Well, it has a channel of water coming in and a channel going out. It's very alive. Now the Dead Sea is one directional. So and it's like have you seen the pictures of people floating?
Oh, yeah.
I think my parents even visited. They didn't get in, though. I don't know if I want to get in. You know what I think of when I think of the Dead Sea?
What do you think of?
Scabs. Because I picture everybody getting in there, all that salt. Like, I just can't do it. So, this is Christian radio. So,
yes.
Anyhow, but that really, so really at Lane of Roses, we focus a lot on that. It's all about purpose, and it's all about, you don't want to be one directional. A lot of times in the past, you can see people that are like, feed me, I need more, God love me more, but then you never love anybody else. Well, that might make you a little stagnant. And the same is also true if you're like helping, right?
Absolutely.
You're going to be all dried up, right? And you're going to be one directional as well. And I struggle with this myself. I do, and I'm a people pleaser, so you got to watch out for that. But the point is really that's why you're here, and that's Lane of Roses. You are here for a purpose. You're here to love God and love others, and really how you'll love others is going to look different. Like, how you love others is different than how I love others, because you can talk about sports all day, and I
yeah. I understand. That's right.
I can tell a baseball and a football.
You're an artist, and I can't even do stick people. So we all have different.
Then yours would probably
right?
sell for more, actually, if you're really right.
Yeah.
Say it's abstract. Go for it.
Yeah.
And I think, and that's what I've learned. One of my favorite verses is Romans 12:6, and it says, "In His grace, God gives us different gifts." So if you're driving or listening around, God has given you different gifts for doing certain things well. Now, are you good at everything, Greg?
Gosh, you're going to ask me later. I have to be honest, I'm not.
Okay, me neither. So I always wanted in the past, and we talked about in Fake IDs, I had that perfectionism bent, and I still do, where I really want to be the best at everything. But in His grace, because God knows more than I do, He made me good at certain things. I'm not good at everything. But how I can love people is to use those gifts that He's given me to encourage other people and to just make Him known. And so I don't do it perfectly, but that's the goal.
Absolutely. Well, you should check out their website, Lane of Roses. That's LANE. Tell real quick how you got the name for it.
Lane of Roses, I got it from Rose Lane on the University of Kentucky's campus. And really, after I had hit rock bottom in college myself, and I learned that God made me on purpose and for a purpose, I marched on to Rose Lane with some friends, and we just began kind of knocking on doors and sharing with new sorority members, and just sharing that, hey, man, I was the life of the party in college, but I was really empty on the inside. And then I would just share with these young women that a relationship with God made a difference in my life, and he gave me hope when I had none. And if you'd like to get together for coffee, just here's my number, let's get together. And so really after years of doing that and getting coffee with girls, and it just kind of, growing from there, that's how Lane of Roses was born. It really started on Rose Lane, just knocking on doors and, asking girls, hey, if you want to talk about God, let's get coffee. So how it started.
That is so cool. And now you guys have had staff of 4 staff members, 49 interns and ambassadors from all around the world, and it all began right here in Lexington, Kentucky, and you're just trying to help people find what their purpose is. I love it.
That's right.
Good stuff.
Cool.
All right, last 3 minutes we got here. I want to talk about your newest endeavor. Like I said, we went from the author, Fake IDs, to starting the ministry Lane of Roses, Lane, laneofroses.com. Yep, got to get that right. Don't want to mess it up like your director's dad does. Now, you have gotten into the world of art, and man, I checked out katiehumphreys.com, and you've got a real gift there. What led you to start wanting to try to pursue this?
When I was 36 years old, so that was 2 years ago, I had been teaching art classes for Lane of Roses, because when you start something, you know what your job is? You're the janitor, or the catch-all.
Everything. Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm. So yeah. If there was ever a role that we needed that no one else, that we didn't have anybody for, that was my job. And I love that kind of stuff. So we started teaching these hand lettering workshops all over Lexington, and they were really a hit. But the problem was, we needed someone to help teach them. We had a friend that was helping, and we just needed another person to help out. It just kind of had grown. So I started doing the hand lettering, and then realized if I'm going to be teaching art classes, it just seems like common sense that I should probably take an art class. Right?
Hello.
So at 36 years old, January 2017, I took my very first oil painting class with Molly Dummett. And it was the most profound 3 hours of my life. The 3 hours went by in 30 seconds, and I can honestly say that was the happiest consecutive 3 hours of my entire life. And it was all of a sudden I realized, oh my gosh, I know who I am. And I had glimpses of it all leading up to this, but I just realized my whole life I'd been an artist without an art form. And I kind of always felt, I think we all do, I don't know if you feel sometimes you're do I fit in anywhere,
Yes. Yep.
You feel that way, right?
Yeah, yep. I have those days.
Right, we all do. And I just remember thinking, this answers so many questions I had about myself. It just really gave me a lot of freedom. I lose my keys 50 times a day. That's okay. I'm an artist.
I'm an artist, yeah.
That's okay. It's okay.
You're one of those creative types.
I'm a creative type. And I was
right.
Oh, that makes sense. So really, just starting that journey, this is brand new. And it's really, like I mentioned, that Romans 12:6, realizing that in his grace, God gave me this gift. And what's funny about it is it's really teaching me a lot about that stronghold of perfectionism and how I've got to continuously choose something different, because guess what? I'm not the best artist in the world. There's a lot
in
I
2
don't
years
know.
You're not the best.
No, and I really, really was hoping that I could crush Van Gogh,
Yes. That perfectionist, you're I can
I know, I can beat him
for this.
I'm gonna be awesome. I'm gonna be the best the world has ever seen. And then you do it and you're like, or my mom will like it.
Exactly. There you go. Yeah, she'll put it on her refrigerator.
I know. I think I have right now. And so if you're starting something out and you feel like a big fat loser, I have officially 3 people that subscribe to my art website, and one of them is my mom, and I signed her up. Isn't that funny? So, and then my best friend, and then
love it.
Yeah.
All right. We got to get her more people than that. So.
That's all right.
All right. Well, I hate to cut Katie off, but time flies and you're having fun. But man, check out her website.
Oh, can I invite them somewhere?
Absolutely. Go ahead.
Okay, Friday, September 28th at Daily Offerings on Malibu. That's 124 Malibu Drive here in Lexington. I'm having my first art show. And so, Greg, I brought you an invitation and I forgot it in the car. And but I'd love to have you guys just come on out and just check it out. So it's Daily Offerings, September 28th from 6 to 8. And I'm really excited because I'm going to tell the story of this big, huge, just giant painting that's in there. And it's my friend Bonnie's story of her daughter. And it is the best. I'm not saying it's the best painting, but it's it's a really powerful story, and she's going to share that.
Cool. All right. We'll put more information about that on our Facebook page, Hope Is Here. Today. I'm Greg Horn. We'll see you next time on Hope Is Here.